You're watching 5-Star Takes with Tony Deppen. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like it, and also watch my fucking podcast with these guys because it was great.
Hi,
Hello,
guys.
hello. What's going
None of
on?
this is true. None of it.
It's all.
It's all
okay.
lies. Oh, yeah, we're keeping a kayfabe here and stuff. So, yeah, guys, we got a birthday to celebrate this on this episode.
It's not my birthday.
Shane, is it your birthday?
No.
Well, it's not my birthday either. Oh, wait a minute. It is the birthday of the United States of America.
Shit, how interesting that we celebrate its birthday and right around when everything's falling apart. Goddamn.
Well, we're not gonna get political here. We're gonna keep it.
Oh no.
going.
No, we're gonna get patriotic is what we're gonna fucking do.
Yeah. America.
God bless.
Yeah.
God bless this mess.
Wow. Speaking of God bless this mess, I'm going to crack open a beer. It's going to be a rapid fire type of show tonight. Rapid fire like your barbecue, rapid fire like your July 4th celebration. What do we do on a July 4th celebration?
We shoot our fucking guns in the
Crack
air.
open a fucking cold one. You fucking
It'll be rapid fire like my trip to the bathroom after a good meal.
Oh Jesus.
I got him.
A good meal. That sounds like a terrible meal.
All right. On that note, while Shane recovers, I'm gonna roll the opening video.
Holy Jesus.
How'd you? Hello.
We
Wow.
stand for the national anthem in this house.
That wasn't the national anthem.
Oh. Well,
that was the
never
national
mind.
anthem of SGS.
So
That
I
had
thought
a.
I thought it was just like I hear
All right,
you.
it's 5-star takes. Sorry, Dennis.
Shane, are you okay? Are you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just staring at Isaac's crotch and got brought back to a 4 or so years ago.
I'm
Ooh,
assuming you can keep that between you two.
you know, that reminds me of another time when I saw something looked like a couple baby eagle eggs in a nest. Speaking of America,
Oh shit!
it's a mutual.
The one time or the many times you've seen something that
It was one time. It was on a cigar. It was on a cigar.
Boy, you know what? We're just gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna lie. Right before we started recording, the wife's like, "We're going to Red Robin for dinner tonight." So I'm like, "Yeah, I got to get going on this because Red Robin's one of my favorite places to eat." Not gonna lie.
What, real quick, Dennis? We don't have any time, but it's okay because we'll spend 2 minutes talking about the Night of Champions. What's your Red Robin order? What are you getting, or are you going to look at the menu and decide at the restaurant?
Nope. Most of the time, well, I'm the type of person that when I go to most places, I have something that I usually get. So the majority of the time, I don't need to look at the menu. But in this case with Red Robin, if I'm really hungry, I'm totally getting the Monster Burger, which is basically like a double, and I get it with, and I get it with 2 different types of cheese. I get 1 slice of American and 1 slice of Swiss.
Oh,
I like the American Swiss combo for grilled cheese.
Oh my God, Swiss cheese like on a burger is amazing.
Do they? I mean, it's been years since I've been to a Red Robin. Do they still do bottomless fries?
Yes, they do.
So are you getting a second basket of French fries?
Probably that, and a third, and possibly a fourth.
Oh,
Depending on how hungry. Dude,
you're going 4 baskets of fries.
I think that's my record.
Holy shit! Oh my god,
that's crazy.
Have you not seen how fat I am?
I can't even house like a full order of like just like fries if I get a big burger.
I love French fries. Like
when I go
potatoes.
We got a great, and I don't want to get too far up, but we got a fucking great, like during the summer around here, we get like snack shacks that pop up. It's just like a summertime thing.
Yeah.
They do burgers, fries, creamies, shit like that. Creamies.
What's
Creamie is a soft serve ice cream. Most of the main flavor is a maple creamy, but it's a higher fat content than a soft serve ice cream.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's the bomb. But you got to
have a creamy from you, Isaac, sometime.
Oh, anytime. Just watch it dribble down your chin and all over your hands. Sounds amazing. But yeah, this place, the Gondola, and I swear to God, they got a smash burger that fucking just rocks my cock, dude. It's so good. It's so good. I love a good double smash burger with grilled onions and bacon, and they got a good sauce. And,
so, you guys doing anything for the 4th?
I'm gonna be fucking, now that I'm saying it, I'm probably gonna be eating one of them fucking hamburgers.
Jay, you said you had to work, right?
Yeah, dude. I'm working about 12:30 to about 9:30, dude. Yeah. So I'm going to get up and then go to work and then go home.
So just like a normal day.
Yeah, but that's okay. I don't really like fireworks that much. So
it's fun. I'll be out camping with the family and stuff. So it'll be nice. We're going to our camper about an hour and a half south of us and stuff. Speaking of
So go ahead. Real quick, just talking about fireworks. Have either of you heard of Red, White, and Boom before?
I have not.
Is it those two? Is it what's this guys from the AEW crossover from the YouTube? Here comes the boom.
Oh, Big Boom.
Is it? No, it's not. No. It's not the Costco guy.
No, it's not Red, White, and Boom. No, it's Columbus's fireworks show. It's
Red,
like
White,
super.
Boom is awesome.
It's like super massive. It attracts like 100,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, and everybody, dude, it's so fucked up. And like that's the big one. I don't think I've ever been to Red, White, and Boom once in my 29 years of living in Columbus, Ohio, and I don't think I have any.
Like when I lived in New York City. Like nobody who actually lives in New York City goes to Times Square for New Year's.
Yeah,
because it's like,
want to go. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know why anyone wants to go, but like people in New York City,
a tourist attraction.
You avoid it. Well, you get locked in there. Like once you go in, you can't leave until after. Like you just can't get out. Like you're stuck in that crowd.
And I see, like, I want when because usually New Year's, we go over to a friend's house for a party and stuff. And usually when we're watching that stuff, I think it's just, to me, like I as cool as it would be to just go there just to say I was there, I wouldn't do it because I like being around people. But when it gets to the point where it's so crowded, like you can't move or you have to kind of walk like all hunched up, that's one of the very few times my anxiety kicks in, and I'm just like, I can't. So I would never see myself doing it.
The only reason I would go is if I could sit on Dick Clark's lap and ask him for my New Year's gift. But
Dick Clark is no longer with us. Right?
I know, but don't they like have like Dick Clark set up on the big chair like Santa Claus so kids can still get their pictures taken with the corpse? That's when they do it still is rocking New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, it is.
They have him set up like Bernie from Weekend at Bernie.
Oh my god!
How about that for a movie reference from Shane? Weekend at Bernie's.
Speaking of movies, are you looking to upgrade your next movie night? Are you looking to find that special movie to watch with that special someone? Well, have no fear, because it is time to DDJ and chill. So I got a good one, and it's actually got a wrestling. It's a wrestling movie with wrestling involved in it.
What is it?
It is called Body Slam.
Oh,
Body Slam, huh?
Yep.
What-
Came out in 1986. It stars
Oh boy.
It stars Dirk Benedict, who I don't know if you guys are familiar, if you guys are fans or have ever watched the A-Team.
we all know the answer to that question for
I just
me.
know about B.A. Baracus.
Well, Dirk Benedict was also on that show with B.A. Baracus.
Yeah, B.A. Baracus is the only one that really ever made it out of there. But that's just because he got to box with Roddy Piper at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then he had 2 fights with Rocky Balboa in Rocky 3.
Man, it had the most awkward and embarrassing Hall of Fame moment of all time. Where you remember that speech? That shit was
it was so
crazy.
long that they had to call Kane out.
Kane came out and was like, "Hey man, sorry, you're done." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Hey, meanwhile, Hillbilly Jim is still giving his Hall of Fame speech.
It's fucking crazy.
But no, I discovered this movie back when I had my first knee surgery, because one of my best friends, my movie guy Daryl, had brought it over. He came and visited with me one day, and stuff, and brought a couple of movies over. Another and one of them that we watched, it was Body Slam. The other is a movie that I will be saving for a future DDJ and chill and stuff. But it was really cool. It was set in the mid '80s. Like I said, it stars Dirk Benedict of the A-Team fame, and it also. Do you guys remember? Do you remember Donna's mom for that '70s show, Midge?
No, I never watched that. I never had Fox as a kid.
God damn it, you guys!
I know.
By the way,
I played outside and shit. It was a terrible childhood.
Yeah. But anyway,
were there any real wrestlers in it?
Actually, yes. Two of the main guys. One was Roddy Piper.
Oh fuck!
Of course.
And then the other was Sam Fatu, who is Jacob Fatu's dad.
Oh, that's cool.
Sam Fatu was the Tonga kid, and he was also Tama as one half of the Islanders with Haku. And then Captain Lou Albano's in the movie too.
He's one of my favorites, dude. Captain Lou is like one of the most underrated fucking managers of all time.
What did he sound like?
Captain Lou? He sounded like Mario.
Hey,
Luigi.
He was Mario.
I know.
I retired, by the way, from doing voiceovers for now after my
Donald
Duck debacle.
Oh no!
I figured I could try.
But
I always like Kermit.
Hang on one second.
Hi, Kermit the Frog here.
Oh yeah, also too in the movie we had the Barbarian was in the movie as well too.
Shit, dog.
And that's
big names.
Yeah, but then basically the gist of the movie is this guy I'm trying to pull it up here. It's been a while since I sat and watched the movie, but he was Dirk Benedict's character was a music promoter and trying to get booked out and booking gigs for his client, and he long story short, he ends up making arrangements for a fundraiser, and then he mistakes Roddy Piper, who goes by Quick Rick Roberts in the movie, as a musician, and hires him. And then basically, long story short, he ends up putting on becoming a pro wrestling manager, where he manages Piper and Sam Fatu, and the team takes off.
Wait, was Piper was a musician? Then they were like, "You should be." No,
he was mistaken. He was mistaken for a musician.
He was that good. His character work was that good. He was like the fucking Fabulous Freebirds, the greatest rock and roll band of all time.
And then they end up basically getting involved in this match with the Barbarian and his partner, and they get injured, and then they get blacklisted from every major arena in the country. So basically, they end up going on a tour, with the music and his band on a cross-country road tour, and just going to just small arenas and stuff. And then he ends up essentially doing a rock and wrestling type show, and their tour becomes a huge success, and that pisses off Captain Lou. And then they have at the end of the movie, they actually make a comeback, and they win the tag team championships at the end. So Piper and Sam Fatu end the movie as the tag team champions and stuff. And I mean, it's a fun movie. Like I said, is it a cinematic masterpiece? No, but it's a good fun movie. I would say I'd give it 3 stars.
3 stars.
No.
Yeah, it is. You can get it off of Amazon, and I'll post the link in the episode description. But all right, so we're gonna get into the meat part of what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna rapid fire talk through Night of Champions because I know Shane wasn't a huge fan. Isaac, what about you?
Also not a huge fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all those Saudi shows are it's the same show. It's always the same show. It's just fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some may be marginally better than others.
Yeah, although I probably got all the predictions wrong, it was exactly what you would expect. You know, like there wasn't anything shocking that happened.
Well,
I don't know, nothing that was too shocking.
I don't know. We'll quickly go through the match. I feel like one of the matches was a pretty shocking outcome.
All right, well, we are going to go. Let's start off with what opened the show, and that was Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Shane, what were your thoughts on that match?
It was good. I mean, it's not my kind of match, and Isaac knows that. And in fact, after the match happened, I told Isaac that he had to go back and watch it because it's his shit.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you know, for what it was good. I think this match suffered overall though, because it was so slow paced and kind of methodical and very old school styled. And like, you can tell it was on purpose from them. They wanted to do something different, you know.
But should it have opened the show?
I don't know, thrown it back to their daddies.
Well, I mean, I think that same match put anywhere else on the card would have played better.
But it also, the rest of the show was just as slow.
Yeah.
I mean, just not as good. But so this wasn't just like a slow match on the card. It was the start of the slow that just never ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't expect this to be a fast-paced match. Like I really didn't expect it, but I still thought it was really good. And I think towards the end, you know, we kind of saw, I think, a little bit more of a, I don't know, I don't want to necessarily say darker side to Cody, but I feel like we're getting hints of that long, you know, rumored heel turn, because it seemed like, whereas Orton hesitated to do certain things, like, you know, putting him in the head and some of this other stuff, it seemed like Cody didn't. Like, you know, Cody took advantage of all of those opportunities. And I think after what happened with him and Cena, I think he realizes, like, if he wants to get his belt back and be, you know, be the champ again, he may have to kind of go that little bit of a way of a route. I thought for what it was good. You know, was it an all-timer? No, none of these matches were all-timers, but I mean,
was it the match of the night?
No, by a mile.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I would say it was the match of the night, because if it was one of my two favorites. I had two matches that I really liked on the show, and that was one of them.
It was everybody else's two favorite matches too. Isaac, what the fuck are you doing over there? What is that? I've been looking at it.
It's
are you drinking?
Raspberry lime tequila, but it's like kind of frozen, so I've been trying to get it a little more
sludgy. So it's like a slushy.
You guys are both drinking. This is crazy.
I saw you guys were,
it's the 4th of July.
So I got the red. I see blue right there. I see some blue. I see more blue. Well, white, yeah, red, white, and blue.
Look at that. There's some white. Yeah.
Let's
Murica.
go.
Yeah.
God bless.
But so moving on, and this next match was the other match that I really enjoyed, and that was the women's street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. And the match played out exactly like I called it. I said Rhea was going to win, but I said she was going to be in for a fight, and boy, did Raquel bring the fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, it also kind of played out the way I predicted it. I just thought that they would give Raquel a nice win. But why would you ever do that, even when Roxanne cheated and didn't really ultimately help?
I don't remember who I even picked.
You know, I will say that these women, you know, worked hard. really fun, entertaining. They did a lot. And they did something I've never seen when they draped like the wood across the timekeeping
table
area.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
And then the power bomb. I've never seen that before. That's cool. It's
that
always
was cool. And then that spot with the last spot at the end of the match with doing the
avalanche,
the riptide,
yeah.
the avalanche riptide off the table, which
with the ref holding the table again.
So I was watching that, and I'm sitting there, like, just kind of going, like, this is like, just okay. Please don't let anyone fall and get hurt.
No, it's like Shane just said. It's Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle
at
SummerSlam. The thing was, I think the reason why that table wobbled like it did is because they only had one of the legs out.
Yeah. Oh no, they didn't have it. They didn't look like it was braced properly, and then they had the ref holding it, which always detracts from it. But they got a good angle where you didn't really see it. But
yeah, I don't mind the ref holding the stuff simply because in my mind I can make the correlation that the referee's best interest is to try to keep the athletes as safe as possible.
Yeah.
So if them holding it will keep them safer, then the referee would do that, right?
Well, totally. What about that? There was an AEW match where they didn't have a ladder that was tall enough?
No, it was wobbly, and it was bigger, and I think it was wobbly or something. And they had the referee hold that, and
they had like 4 of them though, and they had to stand on the literal top of it because that was like they didn't measure properly.
It was something like that, yeah. And I know one of
the he's like up here like this, standing on the top with like 4 or 5 refs holding the ladder. It's so sketchy.
Listening to Busted Open, I think it was Monday, and shout out to Dave LaGreca and his crew for officially going 24/7 on Tuesday. They basically changed Fight Nation channel 156. It's now Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, and it's all professional wrestling all the time. But going back to the match, I know Bully Ray talked about, as one of the things that it drives him crazy is when they show the referees holding the stuff down, because he feels it takes away from the match. So I know that was a big point of contention. But yeah, those 2 women definitely went out there and brought it.
No, it was good.
I thought Raquel Rodriguez had a hell of a showing. So
that was
it was definitely the most exciting match of the night.
Yeah, probably my second favorite.
So, all right, moving on. We have
Isaac didn't watch this one.
Sami Zayn defeating Karrion Kross.
I started, and then Karrion Kross was walking around, and he's looking stupid, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Call of Duty. I've always said it, and I did, even when he was in NXT the first run and fucking getting shot to the moon. Scarlett's fucking hot as shit. I get that, but he, for me, does absolutely nothing. The only time I've ever seen him where he actually like maybe be like, oh, okay, cool, was like when he cut the promo on the podcast.
Okay,
I was like, but otherwise, like anytime I see him on TV, he fucking might as well be generic wrestler number 6 with a fucking like goth gimmick or whatever. Like, it's just, there's nothing about him that stands out in any way to me, and he just bores me, and I turn off the TV.
I like what they're kind of doing with this devil on your shoulder portrait character he seems to be playing, and I mean, he's eventually trying to draw Sammy to the dark side. And when he attacked him on Raw the other night, I don't know if you noticed, but like when he was attacking him, he sounds like, tell him the truth, tell him you're a liar, as he was assaulting
I didn't
him.
watch, but
that was pretty cool. So,
but I mean, how was the match? Was it any good? Was it good?
No,
I thought it was okay.
I mean, it was like, listen, it was Sami Zayn versus a competent wrestler. So was it a bad match? No, it was a totally fine, passable match. But there was nothing memorable about it. It was pretty cookie cutter. It's pretty by the numbers. I called the finish. It was happening. I saw the sequence, right? Because it was Karrion hitting like 2 big uppercuts or whatever, big strikes running to the corner, and I was like, oh, haluva kick, and Sammy, sprints, haluva kicks him, finishes. And then my first reaction after the match is Karrion Kross is gonna get cut soon.
Oh, you sent me that message immediately. Like, well, that's it for him. I just started laughing.
Like, I don't know who to blame. It was just a match that I won't
I mean,
ever remember after
it
this.
felt like everybody was phoning it in and just doing like a house show, and we're just taking it easy. That's how it felt watching it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna shut my door. Keep talking.
Okay, so while Shane Isaac's doing what he's got to do, we'll move on to the next match. And I have a feeling this is the match where you're talking about the one shocker that happened, and that was Solo Sikoa defeating Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. And we got, not only did we get a return in this match, we also got a debut in this match.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing that there
are still more Samoans.
Yeah, and that they flew all of them to freaking Saudi Arabia.
Well, they needed. I mean, honestly, that's a fucking smart move. After they got kidnapped that time, you get all those motherfuckers at the front of the line, and you think they're not going to let you on the plane. You'd be like, "Nah, you're getting on that fucking plane real quick."
But yeah, I mean this was a match laden with rest holds. There was a ton of Solo yelling, and again, Solo is entertaining, right? So Solo when he gets to talking is very funny. But once again, I'm not going to remember anything about this match other than the fact that Solo won, and I think that's pretty shocking. I mean, obviously, like Tonga Loa returning, whatever.
The only spot in the match I really remember is when he knocked down Fatu and gets up and fucking does the hard cam or whatever with fucking and Fatu doing it right behind him before fucking whooping him.
Oh yeah.
But then it was like the thing was the match was fine. It was just like then all the run-ins and all the fucking
and then you also have the debut of Hikuleo. So
and yeah, without and Michael Cole having a fucking brain aneurysm trying to say who it is. It's Tonga.
That's Loa Tonga. That's
brother. It's like, oh my god, dude, you all right, man?
Yeah. Once again, I immediately messaged Isaac, and I was like, "Is Cole all right?"
You had a fucking seizure right there.
I was like, "What happened?" Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do.
Shout out to Corey Graves. I do enjoy Corey Graves on commentary.
Corey Graves is great.
He's criminally underrated.
Yeah, I've always been on the Corey Graves train, even when everybody hated him for some reason.
He will be the guy whenever Cole steps down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and he should be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and he's having a fun run down in NXT. I mean, and who knows, what the politics are, but I think that somebody who has been featured so prominently like he has forever now on commentary, whether it be on the main roster or NXT, went down and is now doing commentary for NXT, which is a place where he can help people. You know what I mean? And kind of be the voice of the up and comers. I do think it's pretty cool.
What was after the Tongans?
We had the Queen of the Ring final.
Oh yeah.
Which that was really
honestly really disappointing considering who it was.
And the crowd really, I guess, did not
give a fuck.
The crowd was weird the whole night. The crowd was like going ballistic for the entrances.
Yes, they came for the entrances.
And I watched this with my dad, and I looked at him after the opening. The opening match with
Cody and Randy.
Yeah, with Cody and Randy, and I was like, the crowd's blown up right now. I'm like, because they sung those songs so loud.
They wore themselves out.
Yeah, which is something that I do think we need to bring up because they sung so fucking loud the whole night for all of like the entrance themes, and especially for those first two matches. Yeah. That was insane.
I mean, there's still nothing beats that fucking the show in France, where they're chanting for AJ that he is magnificent.
Well, yeah, but this crowd sung a whole verse
Yeah.
They saw,
Well, that's like, what was it? Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico.
yeah.
Holy fuck, bro. When he
Yeah.
hit that shit, when fucking, what is it, John Bayer or whatever hit, and fucking, dude, that place, I don't think I've ever seen like a crowd blow up like that. Although maybe that, what was it, Mystico, when he showed up
Yeah.
at the show, like what,
E-
AAA the AAA show or whatever it was,
CMLL.
the CMLL, yeah. When he showed up for that, dude, that was crazy
Oh
too.
my god,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
Incredible fan reaction. I'm excited for that Clash in Paris show. Honestly,
I think that the
Yeah.
crowd's performance for like the entrances all night was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I think that the two entrances at the start of the show should be thought of kind of in that regard because it was fucking awesome. But once the matches started, this crowd didn't give a shit about anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But yeah, I mean this match felt disjointed. It didn't feel like Asuka and Jade had any real chemistry. You know,
absolutely.
like
I mean,
at all.
To her credit, I will say this: Jade has come a long way since her debut.
Yeah.
She put on I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't.
No,
it wasn't what it could have been with those two. And like, I just like, this is what Jade needs. So in 2 more years of this, she's gonna be fucking great. Like, she really is, as long as they know how to protect her. Like, my thing is, and maybe this is crazy, but she should be fucking a Paul Heyman girl.
I don't know about that.
Because if there's one thing that Heyman is good with, is knowing how to protect a wrestler, their weaknesses, and promote their strengths. And if you let him talk for her for 2 years, telling everyone how wonderful she is and how great she is and how badass she is, and you give her the time, by the time it's time, it's gonna be fucking. It could be great, but that's just one man's opinion.
All right, so we got one more match to talk about, and that is John Cena and CM Punk. Obviously it wasn't good. It wasn't better than Money in the Bank and the match they had on Raw, which I believe was their last one-on-one match prior to this one.
It was not a very good match, though.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't a Matt classic, but I mean, I didn't hate it.
This is when I said, like, I was like, they are phoning it in, and Shane's like, well, that's John Cena's like shtick right now, and I'm like, yeah, but CM Punk is phoning it in just as hard. There were points of it where
don't even get me going about this man, CM Punk.
I love CM Punk, but they both phoned it in. I get why, but it almost felt like, to me, like, and it's like, but it was like a watered down Hogan versus Michaels kind of thing.
Yeah, no,
like,
it was a WCW main event. All of the Cena matches are like right now, because I just don't think Cena can work anymore. I don't. I think that we're nearing the end of his able to do the job, well.
Yeah, Dan Spivey, when he got to WWE as Waylon, what is it, Waylon Mercy?
Yeah.
Where it's like he did it for like 2 weeks, and he's like, all right, guys, like, I can't move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that even remotely saved it was the mega finisher kick out thing, at the end of the match. But unfortunately, that's like, it's less of a thing in WWE than what it is in AEW, for sure. But they have like kick out sprees all the time now. Any PLE, the main event, they're kicking out of 1,000 finishers.
Yep.
They, you know what I mean?
You have the run-ins and
so even
passion.
So even that,
it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
It felt like they were like, oh, we got to get the crowd to like see all these people. We're gonna get, but it never felt like there was like a real match planned out outside of like, okay, we're gonna have these run-ins. This is the story we want to tell,
right?
And it just was like, okay, let's just go out and fucking have a house show match, get it over with, and go back home. And I get that. Like, go make your money. Like, I totally like don't. Like, do you? I mean, like, if someone offered me a fucking $1 million or whatever to go wrestle in Saudi Arabia, I would do it, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. These guys are professionals. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you
But,
like, yeah, that's an insane amount of money to do what you already do. So like, I get it, but like, if you don't have to fucking go all out, then why would you?
yeah, so
The crowd didn't care.
yeah, but I mean, I think it's certain. I mean, because obviously it showed that like that Rollins came out because he wanted to ensure that Punk didn't win. So and then we had that tease with Rollins and Cena, and so I think it set up some stuff for the future and that. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it wasn't their best, not even close. But
No,
and that's so.
which is fine. Like, I went into the show expecting it to be like mediocre at best. Like,
Yes.
there hasn't been a Saudi show where I've been like, damn, that was incredible.
Yeah, so
they don't do that. So it is what it is.
well, speaking of things that are incredible, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our friends at Waukesha Sports. Then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little USA. So, hey there, it's DDJ from 5 Star Takes. And when I come up to Milwaukee to see the Brewers play, there's one place that I always make it a point to stop at. Waukesha Sports Cards. Come on, let's go inside and check out what they got. Thank you. Thank you. Be sure to stop by one of their 3 locations or go to www.waukeshasportscards.com. So, so I would say that, kind of going with the USA thing. First off, you think USA, you think of patriotic wrestlers, always great angles and great moments and stuff. And what are some of your guys' favorite, like, patriotic wrestlers?
Mr. America, brother.
Kurt Angle, 100%. Kurt Angle's in my top 5 all time. And he's like a legit, not just like a character. Like, he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. You know what I mean? Like, and everything he did, like, he fucking loved that USA gimmick.
I remember, like, and this is like one of the coolest things I remember about with Kurt Angle, like, was his whole his debut, like when he went out there, because he wasn't like, I think this was a Vince McMahon call. Like, I don't know if you guys remember his debut match at, I think it was the 1999 it was the 99 Survivor Series, and he's wrestling Sean Stasiak, and he's just not getting over. So McMahon, like, I think went to the ref, and the referee told Kurt, is like, go grab a mic and, like, do some mic work. And that's when he came out and said, you do not boo an Olympic gold medalist, or you're doing it. I thought that was so freaking cool.
No, he was, I mean, talk about ability to just get like heat, like, or not just heat, but like get people to fucking just boo you and dislike you immediately. And like he got it. Like, I mean, I don't want to go too crazy down the Kurt Angle hole, but talk about somebody who came into the industry and within, like, I mean, days of getting in there, was like a veteran.
Yeah. And so, so a funny Kurt Angle related story. So I went to the show with my best friend back in 2000. It was November 2000. It was right after Thanksgiving. And the match the match they had, that was the last match before intermission. it was Kurt Angle defending the WWF Championship against Chris Jericho. Ooh, excuse me. And Angle had won. So my best friend and I, we were both huge Kurt Angle fans. So we started doing like the celebration dance in the aisle. And next thing you know, we got people we had people throwing shit at us. I loved it.
Man, they were hucking beers at you. Oh,
it wasn't
man,
like beer bottles. It was like wrappers and
Oh,
it wasn't like it wasn't anything that like if it would have hit us, it would have been bad news and stuff. But we loved it.
Here's my 5-star take of the week. Speaking of getting beer hucked at you and wrappers and hucked at you and everything else, dude, Kurt Angle paved the way for wrestlers who are smart and just willing to do anything to like be on television and like, you know, be rememberable, like Matt Cardona and like Chelsea Green, like both of them. I mean, he really paved the way for wrestlers like that, you know, who might be willing to put themselves in like compromising positions, but are willing to like put 100% into it and then just get over naturally and like become beloved.
Yeah. That's a good take. I like that.
Him with the little ukulele and the cowboy hat is
all of the shit with Edge and Christian.
I don't care. I got Olympic gold. Stuff with him and Austin that summer was so great because not only it showed a different side of Steve Austin that we were all like, you know, we all didn't really see.
Yeah. No, no, he was great.
Super legendary.
And then also, I mean, in that same mold, Kurt Angle, not Kurt Angle, but Chad Gable, especially NXT, the days.
With Jason Jordan.
Yeah. Was that American Alpha?
American Alpha. Those guys, yeah.
But also on the main roster, right? He showed off that kind of Kurt Angle willingness to be the butt of the joke.
They were together for a little bit on the main roster, like
and then he became Shorty G.
That was, oh my God,
that was horrible,
brutal. But I mean, talk about like going through all of that and coming out still beloved and fucking. I mean, the fact that he's out and injured right now is really sad. But I mean, the fact that they brought in Ludwig Kaiser to fucking throw on the El Americano.
Oh my God, yeah. I said from day one, I said Chad Gable and El Grande Americano were not the same person, and this just proved it.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, very, very funny.
So for me, one of my favorite patriotic wrestlers of all time is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh,
like I mean, that guy was over, and it's a shame he, the only major title I think he ever won was he won the WCW United States title in his debut, and then I think he was the last recognized, I believe, WCW television champion as well.
Yeah,
and that was only
he didn't win anything in WWF.
He didn't.
He was the only thing he won was he won
the Royal Rumble.
He won the Royal Rumble. Then he was a King of the Ring back when like they kind of treated that like a championship.
Yeah.
No, you talk to people from the 80s, right? Who just grew up watching television, and you go no, and you kind of screw up your face a little bit. Chances are they probably know Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Even if they don't watch wrestling or haven't watched wrestling in a long time, or
him and Roddy Piper were the best part of that fucking Legends house. Their relationship on that show was got really
close on that. Yeah,
there's like the episode where Roddy Piper had to go and like do something, and he was gone for like 2 days, and Duggan's just walking around the house being like, "I wonder what Roddy's up to. Maybe I should call him."
But yeah, no, and then it's just like, with the 2x4, and it's just like, he and if you've ever had the pleasure of meeting Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he seriously is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Like, I talked with him for a few minutes when I met him back in 2011. And like,
Pixar, it never happened.
I don't have that one ready because you didn't pick that. So we'll get to Pixar. It didn't happen, but spoiler alert, I do have a pick with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
There we go, ding ding.
So that's out of bounds, dude. We can't.
Yeah.
That's all good. You know, I mean, I forget which ones I picked by the time I get to the segment. So the
You do
fact that
forget
I
sometimes.
Who did you pick today?
Grayson Waller.
Oh,
So you know,
Hell yeah.
wait, do we just want
Yeah,
to
just we might as well just do it now because
Okay.
they said it. Ding, ding, ding. Let's roll.
It's time for picks or it didn't happen with Isaac. Hey, that's me.
That's me. Yeah. Well, like I said before, I picked Grayson Waller. I don't know if Shane picked anybody.
He did.
Oh, he did. I missed it.
But hold on a second. Let's reveal if you were good on this one or not before Shane makes his selection. So
That actually is pretty shocking to me.
I haven't really gone to any meet and greets.
yeah, he's just an NXT guy. He's like from fucking Australia.
No, he's on the main roster. He hasn't been really featured much lately and stuff. But
Well, yeah,
I just
but
figured he'd be at like
do like a lot
Waldo.
of like the American Indies or anything before.
mm-hmm.
Like I just
figured he'd be all the meet and greets. But
And that's
there
over
you
there.
go.
Shane, who did you pick, Shane?
Willie Mack.
Chocolate Thunder.
God, I love Willie Mack.
Damn.
No, a rare.
That's another
offer.
Shocker.
A rare
Wow.
offer.
Yeah, that's a huge shocker because Willie Mack does a lot of those like big, you know, kind of like wrestling shows and just does the meet and greets or he, you know, like cons.
Yeah.
Willie Mack does a lot of stuff in a lot of places.
Yeah, so but
Wow.
going back to the USA Wrestling, I mentioned Duggan, Isaac mentioned Kurt Angle. Shane, what about you? Who was one of your favorite pro USA wrestlers or patriotic wrestlers?
Dude, I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm an absolute Hogan hater, dude. But Mr. America was some of the funniest shit ever. Dude, the skits where he's hooked up to the lie detector test and, you know, are you Hulk Hogan? No, brother. Lie detector determines that's true. And then, you know, they do it. And then Mr. McMahon's like, well, hook me up to it. And then everything that he says, he's lying. Dude, unbelievably funny.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the lie detector. And then
just all of it where Mr. McMahon's trying to convince everybody it's Hogan. It was all so fucking funny.
It was, but yeah. So okay, so we talked about some of our favorite patriotic wrestlers. What was like one of your favorite, like, I guess you could say, patriotic moments or storylines, like, that involved the USA?
I mean, my favorite moment, I don't know, I can't think of a storyline off the top of my head, but I know my favorite patriotic moment, and it's one of my favorite like WWE moments of all time because of how ridiculous it was. But when Osama bin Laden got killed and John Cena came out and gave the speech that Osama bin Laden has been
compromised
to a permanent end.
He announced that after a pay-per-view or something that they got him.
Yeah.
That's
like compromised to a permanent end. And it was just one of those things where I was like, that is some wild ass shit. But
that's how I found out. I was in high school and I woke up and I looked on Facebook and the first thing I saw, it's like 6:30 in the morning. Look at my phone and it's John Cena announces Osama bin Laden has been killed. And I went, do what? And like I did a double take. Oh man, but I can't do that. My favorite moment involving the USA in pro wrestling history is when Jesus, I'm blanking on his name right now. The Cobra Clutch. Help me, Dennis.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, when Sergeant Slaughter turned his back on America.
That shit was funny.
And pledged loyalty to Iran.
That was right about the time I started really getting into wrestling. Was during that.
Yeah, it was hanging out with the Iron Sheik, dude. Iron Sheik
Colonel
spit
Mustafa,
spit on a
General
turkey.
Adnan, and stuff. But yeah,
Yep.
that was really controversial. And I remember it being where like they had said like all the death threats he was getting and stuff is why they had to move WrestleMania from the LA where the Rams used to play the Memorial Coliseum to I think it was like the LA Sports Arena. Though I think some people are saying it was actually because ticket sales weren't.
I'm sure it was ticket sales.
But I mean, that was something just I remember because I was like, wait, what is going on? Like, I'm turning wrestling, like, and I see these pictures, which obviously I learned later that it was probably something like whatever they used for Photoshop back in, 91 when they had that picture with it was Slaughter and Adnan with whatchamacallit. God, now I'm drawing a blank on the guy that used to be in charge of Iraq. Oh, Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. Oh,
like that. And then they did the whole thing where they originally wanted to burn a flag, but he wouldn't do it. So they burned the Hulkamania t-shirt to set up the match at Mania and stuff. That one was really good. But for me...
Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
They Is that real?
Oh, yeah.
They photoshopped a picture of Sergeant Slaughter and Saddam Hussein together?
Yes.
And I've never seen this?
Oh, yeah. Dennis, find that picture and pull it up. It's a classic.
Right.
Oh, this might be a legendary laughing moment for me because this seems right up.
Well, while I'm doing that,
yeah,
you
that's good stuff.
Shane mentioned that. What was yours again, Isaac?
Oh, I was talking about compromise to a permanent end.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can find that picture.
A great moment.
While I'm
I'm trying to think of another really good one though. Go for it.
So there was actually two that I liked. The first one I liked was actually the whole thing they did with during the summer of '93 with Lex Luger, where they had trying to see if I can find this picture while we're talking.
They did the show on the aircraft carrier.
Well, the body slam challenge,
and the Lex Express.
Yeah, and then the whole thing with Lex Express during the summer, like trying to get for him to campaign with to get a title match at SummerSlam, which he ended up getting, and it ended up being one of the worst booking decisions ever. I will admit that, but just that whole thing, and I remember. Like when I met Lex Luger back at the original Starcast back in 2018, and he had no one around, I sat and talked with him for about 5 minutes about that, and he said he enjoyed it and stuff. But I mean, I know he said it was rough though because they're going all over the place and everything. But I mean, I that was something that I've always had a soft spot for. And that but also too, my other one that I liked was the whole thing they did in '97 with where they brought the Patriot in, and they did that whole thing with Canada versus the US with like Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation versus got like the Patriot and Stone Cold and
Patriot, the guy who had Kurt Angle's music.
He used Kurt Angle's music before, and that's so those were kind of a couple of my favorites. So I'm trying to look and see. I'm not finding it online, so I don't know if it's. But there was something on there.
I like when Iron Sheik made Bob Backlund humble.
Oh man, that was something else.
Did you watch that video, Isaac? I sent you earlier of Bob Backlund and like.
No, not yet.
Oh, brother!
I gotta jump back. I missed. I was driving.
I'll send it to you, Dennis. We can watch it after the show.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here, but Isaac, Isaac knows what I'm talking about with this. Oh, wait a minute. I just found it. Hold on. So give me 1 minute here. I will have it up here very shortly. Give me about 2 minutes, Isaac. You got anything to talk about? I know you said you had someone else you wanted to mention.
Oh, I got one I want to mention, and that's our good friend of the show, Mullet Man is a true American
yes.
hero.
Hey, speaking of Mullet Man, where the hell is my shirt?
Right there. I'm gonna send it when I get my 10 grand, and then I'll send it.
So in other words, I'm never getting it.
No, it'll be in the next couple, probably the next week. I'll send it out.
Wait. What are you getting 10 grand for?
My grandfather died.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'm getting a little bit of stocks. So
Gotcha.
I have some money. To go and spend money at the post office and mail all the shit I've been meaning to mail.
Man, Grandpa was probably a big fan of Caitlin Clark at 30 plus points.
Fucking Caitlin Clark. Don't even get me started on that bitch. Trash ass player.
Wow.
Fucking just dog shit.
All right. I have it downloaded here.
She had gotten trapped in fucking Korea.
All right, guys. So I got it here. So here we go. This is a picture, Shane.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
awesome. What was that from?
That was from that was during the Hogan Slaughter angle. That was part of the build up for WrestleMania 7.
They did that?
Yeah. So good. So good.
I remember seeing this, and this is like me. I'm 10 years old when this is going on. I didn't know anything about, what, I didn't know anything compared to what I know now. And I'm like, what the hell?
So good.
Look at Sergeant.
The thumbs up is what sells it. Just that big goofy grin.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think on that note, I think you know what, guys, wherever you are, this weekend, enjoy the time with your loved ones, or in Shane's case, enjoy your day at work.
Oh yeah. Just if you blow on your fingers off, make it your pinky.
Words of wisdom from Shane.
Yeah.
And
everyone gets to watch the fucking wheelchair firework video again.
Wait, back it up, Terry?
Yeah. Back it up, Terry. Terry.
Terry. Right,
that's a 4th of July classic, man.
All right, guys.
Terry. Back it up.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Enjoy the 4th. Happy birthday, America. We'll see you next week. Maybe.
Just remember, folks, bottle rockets are for bottles, not buttholes, okay?
I got a good bottle rocket story for you, by the way, real quick before we go.
Okay, all right.
So this was about almost 20 years ago. We were down. It was my dad, my brother, my oldest niece, and myself. My oldest niece at this time, I think, was just 4, and we had went down to Georgia. I think it was just outside, not too far outside of Atlanta, and we went to go stay with my uncle, my dad's older brother, and his family, and we were sitting at a neighbor's house, and somebody was shooting off bottle rockets and stuff, and I'm sitting there, I'm holding my niece. We're sitting on top of a cooler and stuff. So, they're taking, just shooting bottle rockets out of a beer bottle. Like one of the last ones they did, that the bottle rocket got lit, the bottle tipped over, and the rocket was basically pointed straight at me and my niece. So literally, once it started, like the fuse started going, like literally, I kind of rocked the cooler we were sitting on, and like leaned back, just basically kind of falling on my back with holding my niece in almost like a death grip, and then just next thing you know, I see the bottle rocket just whizzing by my face, like.
Goddamn.
Bro, you John Wicked it.
John Wick, fucking Matrix.
Man, John Wick movies are so fucking good.
Shane, don't get Shane started on John Wick, please. We like him when he's happy.
I kind of like him when he gets like this because it's funny.
Oh, he hates John Wick so much.
I hate action movies.
You've never seen him, but
I haven't seen them, and I won't see them. I won't do it.
If you want to see one action movie that's better than almost any other action movie, is The Raid Redemption.
I've heard of that one. Never seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's
Isn't
one of
that
the
a
fucking.
mobile game they tried to keep getting me to pay microtransactions on?
No, it's a fucking movie about like a guy who's on a police squad who goes into a building to take out the gang leader in the building with no backup, and he ends up this whole squad getting killed. And he has to like kung fu fight everyone through the whole building. It's fucking dude. It's so badass. Like literally, like it's what it was like the prototype for John Wick. It like completely like it's exactly like the
unstoppable hero, dude.
Okay, you know what? So
it's a little more realistic than John Wick.
So you know what? Let's end this show by putting Shane in a good mood.
That is pretty good. That is way better than John Wick. Way more entertaining.
Hey, you brought him up, okay?
Way more storyline.
Good night, everybody.
Sorry, bro. Legends of the Ring Sting, man. This is a great figure, old school figure. Looks great. It's Sting! Old school Sting from WCW. Guys, you know us, 3/4 of the Shooting Shit team, and we're here with a listener just like you guys. This is Jimmy from Super Powers Comics.
My friend of almost 20 years. He's known him since you were 12.
If you know people in Chicago, you probably know Dennis because he knows half the town, of course. But shooters, if you need action figures, comics, wrestling memorabilia, we just showed you Sting. Superpowers Comics will put up their QR code so you can get a good look at everything they have coming. Give it a shot, shooters. Get your superpowers on and get your comics from our friend Jimmy, who listens just like you.
Save 25% on your first order when you use the code 5-STAR.
Attention wrestling fans and fans of Shootin' Shit podcasts. You can now be one of the cool kids by going to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy the official Shootin' Shit t-shirt. Buy it now and be there at ringside.
This episode and all episodes of 5-Star Takes are now available on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@5-Star Takes. Be sure to like and subscribe. Get all of your 5-Star Takes news and updates by going to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SHOOTINSHT. And as always, thanks for watching.